Oh, I know you'll be excited. Rula's excited to talk to our next guest because you're doing 3 out of the 4 key components.
I'm missing a link somewhere.
We're going to find the missing link with our next guest. We are joined by Linda Babulic. She is author of Zest Your Life, A Taste of Inner Wisdom. Congratulations on the book, by the way. Linda, so the book is, I guess, almost out. This is, you haven't finished the cover, and this isn't necessarily, but it's ready to roll. What brought you to pen the book in the first place?
Well, what I was noticing, I was doing corporate training. I had a corporate training company. And what I was noticing was that the people were keeping me after class, especially the women.
Okay.
And they were unhappy, and there was a disconnect there. They didn't know how to find that piece of themselves that they'd lost, that emotional or spiritual self. And the question I keep getting, or the statement that I keep hearing, is, I didn't expect my life to be like this. I thought it'd be different. I thought I'd have more. I thought I'd have more laughter and more fun, and especially women that have retired or are changing jobs, and they'll say, you know, my family's so demanding on me that I don't have time for me. I'm doing time with everybody else's agenda, and they're not getting to fulfill their own dreams, or their dreams have all been fulfilled, and now they need to have new dreams that they don't quite know how to get them.
Right.
So that's where all the real stuff comes out, right after the class, and you start chit-chatting. So where is the disconnect? We disconnect where? Where we have what we want? Is it an emotional disconnect? A spiritual disconnect, or?
It's both of them, and it's like we forget. We forget that we have those dreams and that passion and that drive of you have when you get up in the morning and you know, wow, it's going to be a great day. I'm going to be on Rogers Daytime today. I'm so zesty. And so we forget about that. We forget to appreciate everything that we have around us, and we forget to put those things into our lives every day.
Well, and I mentioned the 4 components, and our poor friend Rula is missing the last component, but we'll get to that one in just... So the first component you're saying is be aware. So maybe can you expand on that? What do you mean by that?
Well, be aware of how you feel, so you can monitor that throughout the day. So when you wake up in the morning, how do you feel?
This is so key.
Yeah.
So key.
Well, we don't
women.
recognize it. We don't stop. I think even for men, we don't stop and recognize what emotion we may be feeling at the time, and then acting on it. Right?
Because we're thinking of other people's feeling. How does so-and-so feel, and how does so-and-so feel? And we don't stop and think about, how do I feel?
So once we stop and we're aware, what do we do about it?
Then you ask yourself, where did this feeling come from?
Okay.
One morning, I called my big sister, and I said, man, I am bummed out today. And she said, oh, did you have a bad dream? Well, of course, I had a bad dream. I couldn't remember what the dream was, but I had that heavy feeling in my heart. And as soon as she said that, I realized that's what it was. So once I knew where it came from, then I was able to change it right away. And that was that mindfulness. Think about it. Where does that feeling come from? Was it something somebody said to me yesterday or last week? Or am I anxious about something? Did I say something that maybe I shouldn't have said? Could I have phrased that a little better? And it's giving me that bad feeling in my heart.
So you figure out where the feeling came from, and now you figured out where the feeling comes from. For you, you said it was like a dream or whatever. And so what happens next? You have to understand.
Then you want to understand that feeling. And you want to be understanding. If I said to you, how are you feeling? I would want to understand that feeling. So if you told me you were feeling really great, I want to understand why and how you're feeling really great. And if you didn't feel so great, then I want to understand that too. So we need to be more understanding towards ourselves.
And others, though. I'm glad that you had that perspective, because oftentimes we don't, you know, when we ask somebody how are you and they say great, we don't follow up with, well, why are you great? We just leave it at that.
It's very superficial, kind of.
It is. I'm glad that you mentioned that, because it's a two-way street.
But she's taken it, I think, to with us trying to understand ourselves. Why do I feel great? So, and then once you dig deeper.
Well, and that's building relationships, because if you understand how you feel, now when you tell me, I can listen to you more openly. So I really get to understand how you feel, and I'm not playing my own feelings on top of yours. I can genuinely listen to you, then I can build a relationship.
And I love how you described it, because sometimes when we're talking to our girlfriend or sister or husband or whatever, we listen when they're talking to us. We have to learn to listen to ourselves and have those conversations with ourselves, which we don't necessarily make time for.
I agree. And we don't go with our gut feeling too.
Right.
You know, we can harness the emotion that we're feeling. We can let it go, or we can harness and use it. We're going to take a quick break. Can you stick around?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Linda because we have to find out
what
that final component is for Rula. We'll be back with Linda right after this. Welcome back to the show. We're going to fix Rula.
I'm getting fixed today, guys.
We're going to do it. And now, of course, we're back with Linda, who is the author of ZEST Your Life, A Taste of Inner Wisdom. The last component is be active. And what do you mean by that? Expand on that.
Well, there's many different things you can do to be active, but the one I'm going to bring to you today is an example of many of the little exercises. Some of them are bigger in the book, but this one is to really be mindful, and then you understand, and now you have to take some actions.
Okay.
We all complain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We're in the traffic and we complain. So here, I brought you a little gift.
Okay.
One for you.
All right.
And one for you.
You shouldn't have, Linda. You went all out.
It matches my outfit.
That's right. So, exactly right. So what it is, it's to remind us about our complaints and how many of them do we have in a day.
Oh, dear.
So if you're driving,
You're going to be sore.
be careful when you do that. No pain involved. No flicking of the elastic, just change it hands.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
You got to be aware of when you're complaining, though.
It's true. My dad
And
once...
that
Yeah.
was a complaint.
Dear Lord, I'm switching.
Look
I
at
switched
that.
it.
Oh, you
I
gotta-
switched.
She just said you have to be aware of when you're complaining, and the way you expressed it
Was in a
came
complaining
out of-
way.
As a complaint.
And anything else that starts with a swear word generally is going to be solid.
Switch the elastic, guys. If you're swearing,
Right away.
switch it.
Switch it over.
It's
My
gonna
dad
be-
once told me one of the things about complaining is when something happens to you in that moment, we don't just leave it at that moment. We get cut off. And we're mad. We come to work, and I'll tell you about how someone cut me off.
Right.
And I'll tell you. And so, like 3 hours later,
Right.
we're still mad and complaining about something that happened in 15 seconds.
Right.
And we could have just let it go
Right.
for
Yeah.
that 15 seconds. Where can people pick up a copy of the book?
It's on Amazon.com, but just
Okay.
go to my website,
All right.
ZestYourLife.com, and the links are all there for you to be able to order it.
Do you do one-on-one coaching
Yes,
with people as well?
absolutely.
Because I can see that it would be so beneficial to sit down with you and just go through all of these and learn about yourself,
fixed.
right? Get fixed. We did that with you in like 8 minutes. Can you
I'm
imagine?
good. I'm good. The afternoon will be
That's
fantabulous.
right. Linda, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us.
Tell
Really
your
appreciate
family
it.
about this.
I am,
Yeah.
and I'm
They'll
not.
be on your case.
I hope I haven't switched this too much today, and I hope you don't either. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.